Well, I didn't really appreciate. Just I don't know. It's not like a good way to start, but this article.
And why is that?
I mean, it wasn't so clear about what he was talking about, and the position of the designer, as they said. Often the author get lost in the examples, and examples that are quite superficial and mainstream.
I thought that the beginning was very interesting, and the end, where it focused mostly on the designer, and it also lost me a bit in between with the examples, and it's too broad and it lacks a bit of focus, and I think it's a bit of a shame, but I think the first page really is building up to something about the social position and about the communication, and that we're the professionals outside of this culture, and what you can really discuss about. But I think that disappointed me a bit, that it doesn't really return to that at the very last page a bit, but not that deeply.
That it's the role of the designer in the society, so they never really remember that they are part of the society. In my way, a designer, I don't want to absolutely use the word creativity. Creativity is bad. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not a creative person, fortunately. I'm seeing a designer as an organizer. So I have a problem. Somebody came to me with a problem. I have to solve it. I don't have to solve it by by creativity. I mean, this creativity is, I don't know what.
Sometimes you have to be creative to
Yeah,
solve
but what does it mean,
problems.
creative?
I mean, I think being creative is if you have a problem and there are like a set of rules, finding a way around that and finding a solution is creativity.
But how do you find a way? With which?
About
With which?
thinking
Okay, so
another way
you are
around.
organizing all the aspects from the problem
But
to solve
organizing
it.
is a way of being creative, I think. Because if you have like your agenda and you have like, I have to do this, 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 and this, and you're gonna organize, okay, what am I going to do, or maybe the design process, what is most important, how I'm going to tackle this. I think that is creativity.
Difference between design and engineering
I
is the
think
same.
they are very alike.
But the engineering, they don't define themselves as a creative people.
Yeah, but I think they are.
They are not.
But I think in engineering you have more rules. In design also, but engineering is more precise, more mathematic, close to mathematics.
Is that it's mostly about the responsibility of the designer, which I think is a very interesting topic. People get influenced by the work we make, so we have to think very carefully. What are we going to tell them? Which imagery are we going to use? And I think that is also which has a link to the other text about the Bible and making it more popular and in different kind of media. Do you really want to do that as a designer? Do you think it's necessary? Do you think it's good for your audience? Do you think it has to be an app? So that's what I really thought was the greatest link between the two texts.
What do we do as designers for that? How do we contribute to that? In my opinion, what I think, well, I was born when the computer started to show, and for me, I'm more traditional maybe, and I like paper and I like books. But my children, I'm thinking they will be just like they will be very connected with internet. I don't think they will even look at books, even if right now, as we know in Holland, children start to read from tablets, and they're working with tablets at school. So yeah, I'm thinking we as designers, we have to think in the future and how we will bring the message in a digitalized message.
Yeah.
So one of the topic out of the second article is about interpretation of the message. and how the designer could actually work with that. Something,
Miscommunication.
the miscommunication that could, change the line that is connecting A to B, and especially in the case like a Bible, celebrating
But
with a
it
war.
has a lot to
But
do
just
with
before,
interpretation.
exactly, it's like we need to help the people to interpret the message,
Yeah.
and it's also a way to help the people to reflect and think more about themselves. Assume that the religion is something that concerns only yourself.
Yeah.
It's the book that sells more copies in the world. So you need a translation of that, and the translation of the text already make changes.
Yeah.
It's different. Not in the word we are not using the same word, and we are using different words for the same meaning. So the translation already the language that you're going to read that also because I think it's written in a language that we don't use anymore. So it means changing the message already. So
And
it
also
means
it's
that
cultural.
it's
So,
cultural. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So as soon as it's cultural, the language is changing the translation. We are giving a different interpretation. So we are reformulating the message in something that is probably completely different from the original message.
Okay, so to conclude to this, I think both texts are very nice. For me, this one about design and society, what's happening in the society, and examples, even if the story is a little bit like, losing at one point. But I think it's good to be aware of how do we have to see ourselves in the society, what's our role, and we are a part of the society. We play a role in it. And
how the Bible, it's like a perfect marketing project.
Yeah.
The marketing behind the Bible is like
something at the last sentence is the Bible is a book that has to be shared to be believed.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That was like, because we also talked about the sharing, the following, and it's really being a part of something social, which is a very important topic right now, also in the digital age.
And the diffusion, how could I actually show this message? So I have a lot of possibilities. We start to talk about that. Then we decide, okay, it's better to write down what we are saying. First, because we need to fix the ideas, and second, because we can sell it also. And I can take it and go in another country with this book.
But then the new era of digitalization came, and
exactly.
TV,
so
and now people are too lazy to read, and they want to see.
And how what came out are some questions. All this map I finished with two other topic, and one it's about the audience, and one it's about the technological reproduction.
Yeah, I also do agree with you when you say that Bible did lost its essence because it was retranslated and retranslated.
Yeah.
If we think, for example, that Jesus, they say that he spoke Aramaic. Aramaic is a dead language. It doesn't exist anymore. And I think we people, we need to believe in something. And as graphic designers, I think we play a very important role in giving also this belief to the people, to the society. How do we send this message? What's the medium? How do you send it to? How do you represent it in a book, in